That's exactly what I said to him.
Really? Uncanny.
Welcome to Big Brother Uncouth. I'm Leah Riley.
I'm Hyde Goon.
What do you know?
Nothing, not a lot, except about Big Brother, and even that's
right.
still kind of limited.
It's limited. That's right. Last week, we had a competition where you could write into our website and let us know how we should do our new tune. You could win one of these cool brooches.
Yep, made by Scoops Designs.
We asked you to write in, suggest a tune, and let me run through a couple of my honourable mentions.
Yes.
What do you reckon?
Please.
Okay, Luke, who wrote in and thought we should do it Britney Spears style. That wasn't the highlight. I was thinking of doing a toxic version, like, you know what to do, but you're toxic. No, good.
Or hit Big Brother one more time.
Do. It could have been funny.
I don't think
but
it's just gotta go.
In his post, he also mentioned that Hyde Goon should wear Elton John sunglasses or Dame Edna.
Good suggestion.
I thought Elton John style could be cool. Seems to me you live your life like Big Brother in the wind, or any other.
Always getting $5,000 taken off for talking about nominations.
That's really dodgy.
I know, it was on the spot.
So that was from Luke. We also had my big honourable mention goes to Bono Vox Pops. He suggested that we do U2 or Beethoven.
Good
if
options.
If we fuse them, they will come.
Yeah. Into what? I don't understand.
I don't know how we do that either. But it was inspired.
Yeah.
But I think the prizes must go to Markazite, who suggested we do a Celebrity Big Brother theme tune.
Yep.
And one of us should do the song, and the other should do the sort of voiceover, like, welcome to Celebrity Big Brother. Today, such and such hits a bong. What?
A bong.
It's a bong.
Someone hits a bong. This week on Big Brother, Mikey smokes a bong. I don't know what that is, or what a bong could possibly be, but it sounds fascinating.
Thanks, Marcus.
Sounds fascinating.
But that was too much effort. We're a bit more spontaneous, and that was like too much brain power. And then we had Ben, who's our other winner, who had the idea that Big Brother this year is supposed to be mean, and we're so not mean enough, and that we should go really nasty and go back to the 90s, put on some wicked wigs, and do Alanis Morissette. And I don't know how that's nasty, but it's just nasty.
It's nasty. It's not mean. Alanis is really nasty, but she's not mean.
And he wrote lyrics. Do you want to hear them?
Please.
Okay,
please.
I'll do my best. I'll try.
All right.
And we're here to remind you of the past few episodes of Big Brother. It's affair to sing to you the Big Brother tune. So here it goes. Do. You ought to know. Oh, Ben.
I'm so glad that moment is captured forever. Leah, that's going to be shown on your avatar. Anyway.
Oh, man. But the winner,
was,
who won't actually get a brooch, because that goes to Marcus.
The best suggestion, I think, all round, came from Shitshare.
Thanks,
Shitshare sent in an email that said, guys, we wish that you would not do any more singing intros. They suck. You're better off not doing any at all. And I tend to agree with Shitshare.
Particularly after my Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, and our dodgy accents.
Oh, my gosh, I went Indian in the gym.
My mouth, beatboxing, gone. Anyway, so the winners are?
Markazite and Ben.
You're going to receive Scoops brooches soon.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Also, in recent weeks, we've had some requests for our The Week in 60 Seconds.
Bring it back.
Time to bring it back. So this week we're going to do a special. The 3D version obviously wasn't enough. This time we're going to do a very special edition, which is called Ask a Swans Supporter. So take it away. Eduardo asks a Swans Supporter. What happened this week in the Australian version of Big Brother? Well, Eduardo, many things happened. There was this one time, and Jamie and Katie are out near the pool. And Katie's like, I don't know if I can trust you. You're like looking at the other housemates. And Jamie's like, but she doesn't get it. I don't understand. One of the lights must have blown because there was not a lot of thing going on. There was this whole incredible incident with the cake mix, and there was flour, and there was things coming in, and Big Brother was like, you cannot have any more cake mixture. You cannot make the bread. It cannot go on. And the other housemates were kind of going, well, what do? We don't have any spares. What they really needed was Peter Van, the bread man, to drive along in his little red truck and deliver off some wonderful bread-making capabilities. But instead, Big Brother stole the fantastic-looking apple crumble and took it away, and returned it sometime later and sort of said, well, it was very nice. Later on, Big Brother asked Jamie to come out to the diary room, and he says, the apple crumble was delicious. Suddenly, Danielle, the sexy blonde, she's come into the room and she's got this John and she's got him in a headlock and she's going, oh, John, I want to make out with you. I want to cut my lunch with you. And John's like making these weird kind of face things. And Danielle's like, oh, John, that is just so attractive. He goes like, no, I'm not interested. Dino's my mate. And mates, we're like the Owen and the Stiller in that film, where they go to the zoo and they make friends and they're models and they're dressing each other up in panties and things and it just gets ridiculous. Later, the boys are out cleaning pebbles and they go like, why? Gaelan's like muscling up to Crystal like, and he's in her ear sort of saying, you get hotter every time I look at you. And she's like, no. And they're like, thanks. And then she goes like, ooh, that's nice. Rob pounces out of a closet and sort of says David is like the Mother Teresa and he's like the gay Mother Teresa of the gay world. Well, if David's like the Mother Teresa of the gay world, then that means that Rob is kind of like the Dick Smith. Got the helicopter thing with a mullet saving penguins from the Antarctica and things. And then David and Rob have a fight. Kind of like double dragon and like the fists and arms are going, on. And David's like, ka. And Rob's like, I will get you, I will do your hair and I'll style you the way I like. I'm just the one trying to make sure that this is not long and long-winded and sober. And David is like, Rob, don't be a bitch. And Rob is like, thanks, man. Thanks. Later on, we kind of look outside and there's Jamie and there's a jam cat and they're kind of like oohing and ahhing and they're kissing and Katie says, I think you're being too polite. Later on she says, I think you're holding back. And later on she says, I think it's time we break up. And then she says, I think there's a gnat in my ear and it's eating into my brain because I must be an idiot. It's got a big yellow thing with a spiral on it. It's sort of coming going, yeah. I think it's like one of the things that come out of Thunderbird 2. It's like a mole and it's kind of going through the earth. One of the little pod green things that's sticking underneath. And then like Gretel, Colleen and Mikey come out sort of holding hands going, we love each other and everything is good and there's nothing wrong here. But then this task is just amazing. Camilla's putting makeup on. She's looking at herself in the mirror. And this guy goes, whoa. This mask appears. And I know what you're thinking. Am I the ninja that's going into the house and rescuing the housemates and taking them away to some faraway land? Maybe I am. We'll never know. And then the housemates all failed. Thank you, Eduardo, for asking A Swans Supporter. I look forward to meeting you in a ball opera contest soon.
Well,
Ooh,
insightful.
that's fascinating. Who is that guy? Who is that masked person?
I'd like to meet him.
I don't know. It's an interesting set, I found anyway.
Yeah,
I've got a
yes,
question of
high
Big Barry
quality.
Hall. How many goals is Big Bad Barry Hall going to kick next week? It's a trick question because the
4.
answer is none. There's a buy on, but that's okay.
Oh, I lost.
Yeah,
Damn.
certainly did. What's been happening for you this week, Leah? What are the stories that have gotten you? I mean, we've got sort of underneath the radar. That's something we always talk about every week. And I would have to say that it's Ashley and Gaelan again,
And Elise.
Claire and Elise. Absolutely, Elise, indisputably the queen of under radarness.
Unbelievable.
Now, the question is, how do we look at the under the radar? Do we look at it from the housemates' point of view or from the audience's point of view? Because I'd have to say that Ashley has been very much underneath the radar, but now suddenly here he is up for nomination and
that's the thing.
right up there in terms of, hey, look at me.
Katie and Ashley have all of a sudden, everyone's gone, me, and actually attack them and give them heaps of points.
Like
For
weak little
Katie,
cats.
all of a sudden, her messiness, I'm sure it's been there the whole time, but all of a sudden it's an issue.
Yep.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because everyone's getting tighter, the group's getting smaller, and you can actually single out people for this kind of thing.
Yep.
But, and Ashley, is it him talking about cars? No. It's more about him being the bearer of the gym being banned. Because he was throwing around cushions and trashing the house.
Yeah, but
Ashley loves to trash things. Loves to rev that engine, just trash it.
I don't know if that was actually quite fair that he, that the gym actually got barred because of, some throwing around some cushions around.
But
I mean,
you know
come
what's
on.
fair?
What's fair?
That Ashley was in the sheepbox.
In the what?
In the sheepbox.
Sheepbox? Is that like
I'm saying shitbox without saying shit.
Oh, okay, right.
Sheepbox.
The sheepbox. Okay, well,
Don't
there
you know
goes
what
our
that is?
explicit rating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's fair. I don't think he's that much of an interesting character. I'm not sure he's actually pissing off the housemates as much as he has. But how was David taking away the 3 points in a 3-point twist that's going to go down in history as one of the most cunning twists?
Toasty
because he
twister.
didn't take them off himself, and he said anyone that would be a bit of a knob jockey or something like that. Well, he didn't use
Very
those words,
similar
but that's
words,
what he
yeah.
was suggesting. I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But in doing so, obviously, he's now seen to the outside world as being the good guy, and he's playing the Mother Teresa role of going, hey, I'm the martyr, I'm taking a hit for king and country, and I've just saved a man from his own doom.
I predict this week Rob is going to lay straight into David about this whole, I'm doing good for the greater community. I'm giving it out there to Ashley. I'm giving it to this. I'm giving it to that.
gonna
Rob's
be
just
fun
going
seeing
to
those sparks
tear into
fly.
him. It's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be great.
fantastic.
It's gonna be
And
Clash
particularly
of the
because
Titans.
Rob's not up for nomination. David's going to be vulnerable. Rob's just going to sink his little, hair combs right in there. Watch out. Can I talk about love in the house this week?
Leah, there's not been a lot of love in our life, so why not let's talk about it in the house?
Oh, what are you talking about? I've got my gnome.
You've got
Gnomey.
gnomes.
My
yeah,
life
right.
gnomes.
My gnomes.
Yep. Right. Gaelan.
Gaelan,
What
is
a
he in
master.
love with himself?
He's a master of the woo.
He is.
Nothing like a good woo line. That sort of, that phrase that really grabs a woman's heart.
He's a modern day Shakespeare, isn't he?
He is. Can I just...
A Jamie Callum of the Big Brother generation.
For those of you who know that is, kudos. I love him. Gaelan.
Yeah, but you also
To
sung Alanis
Crystal.
Morissette pretty poorly
Yeah,
as
okay,
well. but
shush
kudos
now.
golden.
Shush! Quiet. Gaelan to Crystal.
Mm.
I know you heaps. And that's the person that I know heaps that I like. You lots. A lot.
Wow.
That's
going to be quoted.
cry.
That's going to be quoted for generations. I mean,
no more to be or not to be. No more quoting such incredible words because Gaelan has topped it.
no more to be or not to be.
I know
no
you
more sort of
heaps.
Romeo and Juliet. I mean, that's
No.
going to be. Oh, that's going to be the new up there. That's going to
It's
be the new love
amazing.
letter. I mean, Hallmark, get that man a job right now and get him selling your cards.
Gold. Also, of course, we cannot bypass love without talking about, very, very briefly, I'm not going to dwell on it, the love bed.
The love bed?
With the flowers and the hearts that, Katie and Jamie, after
jam-
their little tiffs
The
about...
jam cat.
Oh, nice. That's right. I'm waiting. Was there anything on our plate tonight? We're recording rather than watching, so let us know
No,
if there
don't
actually
know.
was any action.
Don't know.
But also I want to talk about John and Danielle.
John? Okay, that's the other love interest.
They've
Yep.
been drawing closer. And now John made the big call in front of Katie, in front of others. Katie? Danielle. And said, look, I am not, as much as I'd like to kiss you, I'd really like to kiss you. I'm not going to because I don't want to cut
Yep.
my mate's lunch.
That's right.
He's my friend. I'm not doing anything to upset him, but I'd really like to kiss you, but I'm not going to, blah, blah, blah. And David later on said to Danielle, look, you know what? He's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. You've
That's
got to
true.
respect that.
That's
and
very
Danielle
true.
said, listen here, David, I respect what you're saying, but I'm no one's lunch.
That's right. She's not anyone's lunch. She's everybody's hors d'oeuvres.
Ooh.
You like that one? Yeah.
Subtle but offensive.
Contact me, Hallmark. You know where to find me.
So that was quite interesting, and I appreciate her saying that
Do you
about
think,
herself.
I mean,
It's good.
let's look at those relationships. There's a bit of tension there, nothing going on. Now, obviously, Big Brother trying to sort of squeeze Dino and Danielle back on stage together in front of Greta as some form
Ouch.
of Cupid to try and mesh them together. Please, have a relationship. We've run out of Marty and Jess's. We need to do a special on someone getting together and getting married. What's going on? It's all a bit sickening and it's all a bit contrived.
Horrible.
And especially when you look inside the house, you've got Katie and Jamie. Yeah, they're quite nice, and kind of...
Katie's a freak, but that's okay.
She's definitely a freak. And
Jamie's
the whole,
finding himself.
But the whole what's her name? Crystal and Gaelan. Is there much passion going on? Oh no, there's passion going on, but is there
That's
passion?
interesting. I think it was Camilla who was talking about Gaelan, saying he isn't very sexual, he's not very sensual, and even though she thought he was good looking, the more he watches his body language, he's kind of that kind of like, and get away, kisses
Yep.
and then moves away. So he hasn't
Yep.
got that kind of, he's got that smooth thing going on.
I actually think it's probably part of his plan. I think he's just enjoying the affection and the attention and
Yeah.
the
He's riding
companionship
on the
that
wave.
comes from being pairing up with someone in the house. The safety net that Jamie and Katie have endured for so long. But I don't know there's actually much love in it. I don't think there's much love.
Talking
no
about is there love there? Camilla David. Camilla started off bitching about David and about how he's changed. I don't understand him anymore. But then after Friday Night Live, which by the way we unboycotted this week,
Which is
it was,
very
it
good.
was, it was
very
ace.
Good. Very good. Catch it if you can.
Oh,
Friday
man.
nights. Then it's
No,
live.
well, I don't know if next week's going to be good, but this week definitely was with David doing his like German dance and Camilla doing her American thing and Gaelan smashing his knee, hilarious. And then the spin, 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 do the own goal thing.
And the ninja catching him
Oh,
as
David
he went
could
off
go
to the side. That was great. Yep. And your point was
Old ninjas can learn new tricks. You heard it here first. Amazing. But when they got into the rewards room, David and Camilla in the rewards room, and they melded back together, became friends, whilst biatching about Katie.
that's the
That's the
basis
only
of
way
a
to
good
do it.
friendship, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bitch hags, and that's the way it goes.
There you go.
Now we come to a bit of a lull in the series. So this time every year, Big Brother gets to this point where a lot of the interesting housemates have been evicted.
It happens.
And we're kind of left with the less interesting, shall we say? I think I'm being politically correct about the less interesting
So
housemates.
far,
Yeah,
that's politically
right.
correct.
And so I guess the question is, what has Big Brother got up his sleeve to sort of invigorate those final moments before we get to the last 2 or 3 people where it rehypes back up again.
He so enacted it. The scare tactic. Nothing like putting your hand in a forest cake to bring up the ratings. It was incredible.
That was good. That was good.
And putting on
cheesecake could have messed the whole thing up. The black forest cake.
Oh, no, yeah.
The smells,
cheesecake.
the odours. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is that a cherry? Is that flake under my fingernails? What's going on
I've
there?
got to say, though, my favourite moment was with they're being scared, they're being frightened, and then they get the piece de resistance, the powder puff in the face.
So just like that, were you scared? I did like the way. Sorry about that.
I'm okay.
No animals were harmed in the making of this ridiculous podcast. But I did like the way that Camilla got scared witless when the mask suddenly just popped
in the
out.
mirror.
Fantastic, love it. I thought it was a good task.
That's champagne television.
Champagne. But I think Big Brother's trying a lot of things to spice things up, get things interesting, but they're probably falling a bit short. What do you think Big Brother has to do to spice up the remaining few weeks?
I think we could do something like put everyone in scuba gear and they have to live underwater for a week in the pool.
That sounds good. That will get the prune action happening, and that's always keep things regular for going for a while.
The boys would be totally embarrassed because they're like...
Yeah, I think the ninjas could maybe abduct a housemate.
Nice.
Just take them out,
like,
remove them.
Murder mystery,
like
Cluedo style.
whodunit.
Yeah,
and their task for the week is to work out where they're gone. They're actually just sitting in the rewards room, sort of munching out, going,
Not the rewards room, remember the revenge room.
The revenge room.
That would be sweet, leaving clues or missed clues.
That
is gold.
Do you think we need more intruders, perhaps?
Nah,
Do we need another insider?
Nah.
Do we need another 2 intruders who are both insiders and... they both
Hairdressers.
get abducted, and hairdressers.
They've got to be hairdressers as well.
We need more gay hairdresser ninja insiders into the house. That'll certainly spice things up.
And do you know what? You know our token hairdresser, which is Rob. I think he's more than a token hairdresser.
Yep.
I think he's going to reveal himself not as a hairdresser. He dabbles in that. He's actually a lawyer.
Really?
Well, did you hear him? We had the Big Brother rules, and he's rabbiting on about... I've got the rules here, but I can't even use them to my advantage because Big Brother says here in a clause that he can change the rules at any time.
The Crumble incident.
Yeah, he was like full on, like a Big Brother housemate justice.
Yes, that's right.
I think he's
Justice League.
He's a closet lawyer.
But at the same time, did you
Don't
see
admit to
him?
that.
He was quite, sort of outspoken and vitriolic in front of the other housemates, standing up for everyone. I think he was trying to get that Mother Teresa thing, but more Hitler side of Mother Teresa.
What?
Being all in front of the housemates going, I am going to be the savior, and I can't believe this is going on, and like a revolutionary. But then once he's back in front of the Big Brother in the diary room,
okay.
he's sitting there and he's just going,
I'm just here
yes,
to make
Big
sure
Brother.
everyone doesn't talk for too long.
Yes, Big Brother. Okay, Big Brother. And David's the one that wants to start sort of getting angry
Do you know
and
what?
questioning things, but not Rob.
He's BB whipped.
He's
BB
yeah,
whipped.
I don't know. I just don't think there's much. There's more bark than his bite.
Let's quickly talk about eviction.
More
I'm
of them.
Slightly a bit of a surprise that Danielle went above Rob.
Who did you think?
I thought Rob was going to go.
You think that was Rob?
Camilla is so safe. She's
But you
just
think
she's got this
I don't know.
upsurgence
I don't know if
of,
that
like,
were Rob. But if you looked at
support.
the before and after graph, the red and the green, there was a lot of saves, and I think
Camilla?
the saves are bigger for Camilla, but I think there's a lot of outs, and I think there's a lot of vote out for Camilla.
Oh, so you think Rob had the big support base?
No, I think Rob wasn't really given that much of. I don't think most people wanted Rob out. I think more people probably wanted Camilla out.
Well, that's
my guess.
interesting.
I
We
don't
will never know.
I don't know. We will never know.
We will never
it's
know.
locked to the corridors of the Big Brother production facility. Only they will know.
One of my little moments I quite liked. A couple of packages I liked. I'll mention the blonde package.
We all love
with
a good
Katie.
package.
Yeah, we love a good package. Katie's little blonde package with the whole quotes about, the are you blonde? Oh God, I don't know. And the water bottle incident, etc. That was
And
good
when
fun.
she was doing the scare task, she had Big Brother asked her to pick up her left hand, and she had to put them up in front of her face, and she had the goggles on. She had the blindfold on, so she couldn't tell. The goggles were earned. Yeah, that was a classic moment as well.
Oh, what's my other
What else
favourite
did
package?
she have? Oh, when Jamie and John were in the that room where they have to get tortured for stuff.
Punishment.
The punishment room, yeah. They're in that room and they couldn't speak, and there she's trying to play charades with them, getting them to say stuff. They joked along for a while, but after a good 10 minutes of them not speaking, she was going, "Come on, guys, don't you get it?" And Crystal's in the background going, "They can't speak." The penny dropped. That was a classic Katie moment.
And also in the bitching session with Camilla and Dave, and they're talking about how Katie's a wounded bird. And I just have David goes, "Oh, bloody good analogy."
Bloody good analogy.
The wounded bird. It's awesome.
Oh, bloody good.
Fantastic.
Bloody good analogy. That's as good as they come.
Did you actually know about that whole shopper chef rule about you're the only person allowed to taste the dish, not the helper, nobody else?
Probably not aware of it as the housemate should have been.
Well, the thing is, I thought I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, you don't read the guidebook, though, Lee.
No, I wasn't reading the guidebook.
You
at
always
all.
knock your finger on the pulse. Most people out there knew exactly what's going on.
Crystal, pancakes above bread, girlfriend, please.
Yeah, but I think everyone else sort of volunteered to say that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Quick thing about Rob. Thought it was interesting how I mentioned the 3 different groups forming in the house.
Yep.
Team Fag Hag,
Yep.
Rat Pack,
Yep.
and the not very well named Polite, Nice, Safe group. What's that?
Yeah,
Let's
not
PNS.
let's not propagate those kind of stories and let's start building up things around that anyway. I don't know. I think it's been a very interesting week.
Yeah.
Full of high profile sort of going on some shenanigans. Will Big Brother this week make something more of who is left in the house? Will it actually sort of put a bit of stick in there and get them fired up again? Because I think we need more confrontational issues.
My theory is that James is going to have a hard time this week with the public because of his comment after Danielle went that he thought that the younger, groovier, funner people were going to stay in right to the end. Big comment, dude. Where's it going to lead you?
My prediction is actually that this week the fact that they're both up for nomination is going to break them. I mean, let's face it, she's a bunny boiler at the best of times. All the pressure of now being up for eviction and the fact that they're going to be separated, she's going to call into question if they're separated, will they be together outside of the house?
Oh, yes, it's going to become
it's just
even
going to be
worse.
hideous. He's not going to be able to do anything. It's going to be drama. And maybe a special.
And maybe some packages.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Winter, who mentioned Vesna is also a token hairdresser.
Thank you.
And we also had BB affiliate, who mentioned Belinda, of course.
Yep.
And Violetta, who had forgotten who was an intruder at one stage as well. Jakey, and to Clover, who shouted their affiliation for Camilla. Jazz 4 and Jason, who made a comment that we're not fashion gurus, but damn it, we give ourselves a good shot. And we've got to comment on fashion. It's part of the BB way.
Exactly. Even though we know nothing. Just
We
like
love-
Big Brother.
We love your guts.
Yep.
Tune in next time and write any comments you have. Whether you think we're crap or we're
Tell us
funny
we
or
suck.
we don't mind.
Thanks very much to everyone on Big Brother behind Big Brother forums. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to the podcast. Thanks to everyone who watches overseas. Thanks to everyone on YouTube. Thanks to everyone on iTunes. Thanks to everyone. Peace out. Bye.